and gentlemen, welcome to the Block 9 podcast. And what a great day it was. Not only was that sun shining in Plymouth, that just laid it out to be a perfect day. Yes, well, and let's just add a fourth, well. We secured our second back-to-back win in the league at home today, scoring 4 goals. Yes, I repeat that. You are not hearing that wrong. 4 goals against Stockport County. Unlike Blackpool, this was an outstanding performance today. Everybody on the pitch was brilliant and contributed to the game really well. Just stark contrast to what we've seen recently. So tonight, it's no more doom and gloom to discuss. Thank God. And from that performance today, there is a lot of positives to talk about, right? So, with no game on Tuesday as well, Tom Cleverley will have a chance to fine-tune things a little further with a full week on the training pitch. Something he has said recently himself that has been badly needed. And the good news as well is Law McCabe was in the stadium today to watch that performance after training with the senior England squad this week. So, things can only get better, right? So, everybody have a nice sigh of relief. And the question now is, can we go on and get a decent run and actually get a decent result away to Luton next Saturday? In the house tonight, we have Andy, evening Andy, Gavin, Carl, and Harvey has joined us for half an hour because, folks, he does have his early bedtime with his football tomorrow on a Saturday. But Andy, how are you feeling today? If I come to you first, let's drag you on the screen.
Do you know what? I'm absolutely bowled over by that one. It's amazing. I'm stumped that we only scored 4, really. But yeah, great performance today by the boys. For those that were there, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And Gavin, who I was celebrating last night with a works do, and Gavin was celebrating absolutely in diamond today. How are you feeling then, Gav?
Over the moon, chaps. I've had a very, very long lunch, which is extended into tea a little bit. But that's fine. That's all good. I feel like at the minute, like an opening batsman that's had lots of plays and misses and then finally got one off the middle of the bat, through extra cover, off the mark, feeling good now, positive. Let's go on and score 100.
Excellent. So, Carl, we didn't get caught on the ropes. So today we were very sort of confident once we got those goals and we scored. Well, we didn't score first in theory. They did for us. But yeah, that was a nice lift. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, really, really pleased. I was feeling quite confident before the game. Like we said backstage with Gavin, it felt like kind of the game Sunderland at home last season where we were all kind of pumped up and the atmosphere was pretty decent. And yeah, everything just clicked today, and it could have been a cricket score if we put more chances away. But yeah, really, really impressed, and just got to build into it for next week now. 3 week on the training pitch as well, so hopefully we'll start to see the Just Awards in a few weeks' time and put a nice run together.
Yeah, absolutely. Harvey, good to have you back on as well. And we shall be seeing a bit more of you, won't we? Even on our Thursday live lounges with you starting your new job at Babcock soon. But yeah, after all those away games and those home games that have been equally as painful, that was just a great one today, wasn't it? And we got your video, which I'll play in a minute. So don't give too much away, but how you feeling right this moment?
Yeah, buzzing. I think it's more of a relief than happiness. But yeah, can't describe my smile.
Well, we can certainly see it. So then, folks, it's been a busy week. Obviously, we had the transfer window on Monday. Then we had the match in the Virtue. Gavin, I got it right again. Tick. A cup on Tuesday. And with Talai scoring 2 goals there, and with us winning 3 on the night. And we've then had our Thursday live lounge, and then Friday night I had a works do. That was a late one, and then coming on today. And I said I am not going to bother with any slides tonight. It's just too tired. But I have got the stats and stuff to bring you. I've also got the goals courtesy of Sky Sports, to show as well. So, and Tom Cleverley's post-match, I haven't seen, or it didn't come out when I was doing it, the players one. But yeah, it's look, it's a good start. Let's have a quick look in the comments. So we've got some people early doors. Julian Holiday even commented before we even went live. A fantastic performance from Argyle today. Bradley Ibrahim was outstanding in midfield, and two fantastic finishes from Caleb Watson and Ibrahim, and Laurent Talai adding a fourth. So, yeah, absolutely agree. We've also got Spencer in tonight. We've got Andy, who's also in. Evening, Andy. Looking forward to this. He said, the Jana for life, get on Harvey, and also bring on Luton. Marie also, hi Harvey. So Harvey's connected his YouTube up tonight. I've even, through one of my other accounts, connected up my TikTok and stuff like that. We're all connected, even Carl and Andy with their other channels. So we're broadcasting this to a wide audience today. Argo83, good to see you. And again, Evening Greens, David Mortimer, Keith will be fuming.
Evening, Dave.
Kenny Pester, that glass of red looked nice. Well, it wasn't just one glass; it was 2 bottles worth, Kenny.
No,
so
that's harsh accusations. It was not.
It was true, folks.
Lovely,
We've got the evidence.
Lovely Malbec. Well done, Argo.
Yeah. Donna Hone forgot how good life is after a great performance and win. Paul Bailey, hi all, evening to you. Stephen Cooper, nice to see the man Harvey up Tower Cab. See you at Asda with your lovely Nan. And also GT, good to see you in as well. We have the players. They will only get better as they grow together. So I'll tell you what, because Harvey's only with us until 9, I'm just going to play the video. So Harvey obviously does his pre-game and then post-match, stitches it all together beautifully to put on his YouTube channel. So we shared it last time, and we're going to share his immediate reaction to the game. Luckily on this one, there's going to be nothing but positive anyway, but I'm going to roll the VT now.
Last time there was...
Right then, so that's full time. Plymouth Argyle 4, Stockport 2. It's a great scoreline. It's great to see some goals. And it's just, yeah, great result, great day. I think what we had today, which we missed, is that bit of clinicality, that cutting edge, which got us our goals. A few great finishes involved in there. A great result. We move on now to Luton away, which we know is going to be tough. I will be there, sold out away end, and I'll see you then. Come on, Chris.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much more, I suppose, to add to it, is it, Harvey? I mean, it's just that great feeling. But, yeah, anything else that you've sort of picked up on after sort of sitting back, seeing some highlights, stitching your stuff together with the goals? Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, what I didn't add, which I probably should have, and I was more just, I couldn't really speak in the moment. I was a bit
shocked,
lost for words. Yeah, shocked. I thought our defensive display was very good, although we did concede 2. I thought that, especially in the first half, the amount of pressure that we had to deal with and the amount of ball they had in our half, and they just got a bit fortunate with a penalty. You know, you see it. I haven't really looked at it back.
No, horrendous.
But you know, it happens. And you know, we've done what we haven't done all season. We've absorbed the pressure and went up the other end and put the ball in the back of the net, which you look on, and that's what great teams do.
I think it's fair to say, Harvey, isn't it? Sort of, for me, it was a bit edgy from Argyle, a bit scrappy. Stockport came out as strong. I mean, you know, they just missed out again on going up, you know, sort of last season. And I think, is that 2 seasons on the row they've been close to get into that championship. But they did come at us hard, which is, I think, we expected. There's always going to be a bit of nerves because that's just the way it is at the moment. But yeah, I mean, what really probably was a foul on the defender with what a dude tugging his arm, and in the moment it was like, what's that defender doing? But we then went on, got that second, and then we just sort of took it from there, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think that's what we've lacked over the course of this season, and I think in the large parts of last season, is that bit of backbone to be able to absorb the pressure and be able to, you know, adapt in different scenarios and different situations. So, yeah, I think I'm still a bit starstruck and a bit don't know for words, but yeah, buzzing.
Well, hopefully that puts you, Harvey, on to a good performance tomorrow as well, because that, there can't be nothing when you go off and you play in goal. Obviously, in that video you sent me last weekend, it was that would have been easier to play in a swimming pool. But yeah, it helps with your day to day anyway, doesn't it? Mentally, so you're going to go into your game tomorrow feeling a bit more fired up.
Yeah, 100%. It also lifts my mood as well. I think it's probably a bit of a downside of my life in general, and probably a lot of other Argyle fans, is that my mood reflects on how the first team play. If Argyle, like last week with Cardiff, on Sunday I didn't want to be there. On Sunday I was a bit, well, it's raining, I could do with staying in bed. I could have stayed home, had a cuppa, and done what else. But with a win like that today, I'm going to go in tomorrow and hopefully win. We're in the Devon Cup tomorrow, so Estover at Marjon. So anyone there, hopefully will win.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we do have some positive news regarding another team, maybe the one that we sponsor, for Carl to bring us. So, Carl, make sure I do come to that later with you. Andy, I'm just going to go down in order. I'm looking at the comments. David Marks, I think this might be the start to our season. There's an element of not wanting to get carried away. But do you know what? After all this horribleness, we're going to take that. Kenny Pessett, and actually talking to Ray, who sits with Andy and I actually said Mitchell had a really, really good game and was solid. So Kenny's said that he's his man of the match today. Got one challenge wrong, but other than that, an absolute rock at the back and a leader we've been missing back there. Yep, also supporting that with Edwards playing his first full league game back. We've got Just a Janner. Highlight of the day is seeing the mighty Hazard on the pitch warming up before the game. And actually, there's a question for later for everybody. With Hammond settling in a bit more now, does Hazard come straight back in? But hold that thought till we go to it. But Andy, Carl's nodding. Every player really had a good game in that match. So it is hard. Yes, there's going to be the odd players that we can pinpoint, and Bradley Ibrahim got man of the match. But yeah, it was just great to see everybody. Like I said, once that second goal went in, the confidence was really showing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the big difference was they were playing as a team again. Up at Cardiff, they weren't really playing as a team. Down here today, every man of them played as a team. That the football was good. There were times where Stockport pressed, and yeah, fair enough, fair play. They were a good side, Stockport, to be fair. But yeah, I agree totally with Kenny regarding Mitchell. I thought Mitchell was outstanding today at the back. I think if he'd hadn't got booked, he might have been man of the match for me. And Boateng again was class today.
Yeah, consistent, Mister.
I'm trying to think of a player who didn't particularly play very well, and I can't think of one. So that must be a good sign.
Well, I'll bring them up in a second. Although we don't have a slide, I do have slides effectively in Restream to show the player stats, as always.
Also thought Tolai was excellent today. The way he just sort of soldiered on up front, waited his time, and then got his goal. And fantastic goal as well. First touch was amazing, and he just put the ball under the keeper. Harder would have taken 2 or 3 touches and fluffed his lines, but he put the ball in the back of the net with purpose.
Yeah, well, look, I think, sort of Gavin, I think on that point with Tolai, although the start of the game for me sort of didn't help too much for him, but it'll be interesting to see where this confidence with the team go away to Luton. And is he still lacking really someone to partner him up, or do you think actually it will just pan itself out and sort itself out, I should say, for him?
I think playing 3 at the back.
Oh, who said that at the start? I can't remember who put that in their lineup.
Me, I think. It's playing 3 at the back. I think it gives us more bodies in midfield and to go wide, and it means that those 2 players that assist the striker, which was today, Bally and Caleb Watts, get further up the pitch, which I don't think it's... He wasn't like literally sending sort of, courier pigeons to get messages across to his fellow strikers like he was at Cardiff. The sign of a really good striker is that he scraps, gets one chance and puts it away. And that's exactly what he did today. And I don't think there was a man in the ground that when he brought that ball down went, oh, he's going to fluff this. I think everyone just went, yeah, he's going to score. And he did. And it was so confident and it was so assured to put that ball away. Which means I think we've got a proper striker on our hands here. I really do. I I thought Ibrahim further up the pitch gave him a lot of food for thought as well in terms of sliding balls in, becoming more offensive. So yeah, I think we have a proper striker on our hands here, and to have one chance and put it away without any fuss, for me, gives me well. We've got to wrap the guy in cotton wool now because he's going to be our absolute goal fest over this season. I think that's pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Gavin, we saw with his 2 goals on Tuesday night, all right, one took a wicked deflection, but he got into the right position when he got the ball and he can find the target. And I mean, that was the best goal of the day. I mean, you were just almost stunned. The great ball to him by Hammond, and as someone noted, can't see it quickly at a glance, but said his distribution was brilliant today. And just that, I think it was a knock off his thigh. We got the goal, so we'll see it in a minute. And yeah, I mean, just a brilliant to pit past the goalie, and it all comes together when we needed a decent result, decent performance, and for our number 9 to score his first home league goal.
Yeah, look, we scored 3 great goals today, and their centre half, their striker scored a great dive net at the other end as well. So we've scored 2 goals outside the box. I think that's been a big relief for everybody around the ground and everybody who follows the club. We've tried to walk the ball in the net far too much. I did a little bit on Thursday night about bombing down, not getting cross-centred, but coming back on ourselves and then trying to play the ball through a very congested defence. Today, that cutback meant that they actually pushed the ball on and had a crack. Both Ibrahim and Watts both had brilliant strikes. Whether they can do that 8 times out of 10, different conversation. Ibrahim made me laugh at when he came into hospitality after the game and said, Caleb normally puts that in the top of the Devonport, but today he's actually hit the target, which is quite funny, and that's good. But listen, as we've said before, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. And today they took shots and they 2 come off beautifully, and we've got a great striker on our hands. So I think that'll make a few teams sit up today and take notice. We've still got some great attacking threat to come back in as well. In obviously Dale, who I thought looked okay when he came on. You can tell he's a bit ring rusty. So we are in a good position. I also thought Asani needed a bit of praise because I thought he came on and looked quite threatening without doing too much. I thought his pattern to play and his running was pretty effective, like it was on Tuesday night where you all slagged him off and I told you that his stats were great. So there we go.
I won't mention his chance for a goal then that he fluffed. But I think the point though is, and I said to Ray next to me that when he came on, I said it's a chance now for any player really coming on, not just a Senny that's not had a good game. Obviously Pebble I don't think he was in the squad at all, was he? Is like, the confidence breeds, doesn't it? So you're going to get those chances, and we want that absolutely from everyone on the pitch. It's right to criticise and it's right to praise at the same time. I mean, Carl, talking about praise, Caleb Watts and that second goal from a short corner. So for once, I felt we were getting too predictable with the throw-ins when we don't have the height in the boxes and those corners. But it was we had a perfect view where we were sat, Andy and I, just saw it bend beautifully past the keeper into the net. But he looked lively today. He's one of the most composed players on the ball, doesn't rush, doesn't panic, finds a pass. And as we know, from earlier in the season, like with Barnsley, etc., he can find the back of the net.
Yeah, spot on. I think that was his strongest performance of the season, bar our first home game against Barnsley, when he should have got that first goal and it was disallowed. Yeah. I thought he was everywhere today. Absolutely excellent. He kind of summed up our early press, our early dominance. He wanted the ball. He was looking to create things. And the finish was absolutely incredible. I think the wind caught it a little bit because it had a little kind of swerve.
The wind was swirling around.
Yeah, which probably helped it go in. But yeah, fantastic strike. More well-deserved as well, because I thought the last couple of games he's been quite poor. I think in the last home game he was quite frustrated because he wasn't able to create much or get on the ball as much. And today he really, really improved. As everyone did, like Andy said earlier, there was no weak link today at all. I thought everyone from Ashby Hammond to Tolai was top-notch. Everything clicked today. And Yeah, more of the same. But I think once, obviously having some more experience with Edwards back now, I thought he shored up the defence nicely, organising, passing the ball around well. I still think Stockport looked dangerous on the break, and they had the ball quite a lot of the time, and they looked a good outfit. I think if they had their shooting boots on a bit more,
yeah,
it would have been a lot closer. But yeah, fantastic. Could have been more than 4-1.
Well,
just 5-6-1 would have been an ideal scoreline. Would have been nice to get crawl back the goal difference a little bit, but yeah, top class performance. And we need to really build on this and take it forward into Luton with a few more added bodies with Patterson and Ross being up to scratch a bit more with a full week's training behind his belt. So yeah,
I think, Carl, thank you for bringing that up. I was going to touch on it. It wasn't just the fact that the 4 we scored were the only chances that we had, or 3 out of the 4. There were definitely some more, sort of Mumba, was again brilliant today, as everybody else was, and he was darting in and out, turning the right back and that inside out and getting into the box. And he passed a couple of balls. So that one where Talai it was just a little bit sort of away from him, and he couldn't get enough on it. But obviously thinking back to what we said on Thursday and Mumba's press conference interview about not trying to sort of feel like he needs to try and find the goal to help get Argyle out of the mess, and he's got to just take a step back, and he did that today. He also did try and have a chance himself, and rightly so when you put that effort in. So I
thought it was his best performance of the season.
Yeah,
he did everything, like he said in his post-match interview, about he did everything other than score. I think that goal will come. The more he plays, the more confidence we get, the more points we rack up. His goals will come. But I thought he was good today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to read a few more comments out, and then I'm going to go to the goal highlights. So PAFC, once a green, always a green. Welcome to the show. Ibrahim's shot that went past the post. Yeah, there's that as well. That could have been his second and got an assist had someone anticipated the ball. You also had Boateng, that brilliant breakaway where Boateng just overstretched his pass, in there as well. That's another chance we could add to that. Dan saying Caleb Watts was a banger. Special goat, that. I love that. Stephen Cooper saying, come on, Greens, make this the best podcast, guys. You're working hard. We're just going to do what we do for everybody as best we can, Stephen. And I still need you to contact me for your polos. I even replied, because Stephen couldn't make it on Thursday, and I noticed afterwards he put a comment on YouTube, and I did reply with the email address in there. But equally, I've said to Carl that his dad also works for Tower Cabs. Happy to pass on my number so we can get in touch that way as well. And I'm also rocking the hoodie as well tonight.
You know he's going to send a packet of polos to you, don't you? It's not polo shirts, it's actually polos.
Block 9 branded logo polos. Yeah, well, actually, Andy, let me write that idea down. Come back to that. David Marks, a Stockport fan, was sat with me this afternoon in the Fans Fest, and said we will win 4-0. The joke was on him because obviously we won 4-2. Dan saying, I only watched the highlights, but much improved. Could have had more. I still stand by the fact that Mumba is not a winger. And Carl has confirmed that our Tammet and Foley under 15s did win 3-1. Just a Jana, read that one out as well. Good evening to you, mate. Don't want to put a big down. I'm not going to read it now. Don't mean to put a big downer on, but don't forget we still have the second highest negative goal difference, and the only keeper we've had was Luca. It might have been worse if we still had Grimshaw. Well, this is where I'll come on to it in a minute, or after the goals and stuff a little bit later. What do you do when Hazard comes back and is fit? And Kenny got to give TEC some credit for changing it up today. Much more direct going forward instead of side to side, and also shooting from the edge of the box. I'm going to bring it up again. James from the Watford Way said to us in that first half of that championship season for Cleverley, start playing with 3 at the back was where he had the success. So let's see if he maintains that. And Weston Vera, who would say Sorry, who would you say is promising young talent in the club today? We'll come to that stuff a little bit later with the player review. Much better today, Plymouth Phil says, winning the majority of the one-on-ones. Really felt like there was a goal just around the corner for large periods of the match. And Brett saying, anyone see Dave Chandler post game interview? He is fuming. Let us know over what. And let me now, let's go to these goals.
And it's a
There we go.
one, and it's
So that looks super odd until you watch the slow-mo. Sorry for the quality.
The
It will
unlucky man.
sort itself
Cracking
out.
header.
His arm was being
On
pulled.
him up.
There you go. Great big tug.
Bradley
What do you
Ibrahim. Was
He
it
was
enough
pulled but fell the
to
other
send
way.
him
Yeah.
to the ground? Only he knows.
I think he was looking for the foul, though, understandably. There we go.
Off
Look
the
at
training
that.
ground, and it's it. Swerving
great
effort from Watts. And Plymouth had
Really,
two.
such a good goal.
It's a wicked effort from Watts.
Cracking.
Curled away
Oh,
from
it wasn't
Corey
fair.
Adai. The goalkeeper given absolutely no chance. It's Norwood's corner.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's terrible.
Right,
So
so I think the referees evened that up there because there should have been a foul
What's
on
being
the
given
Stockport
here?
player for the first goal.
Yeah, that's a
some
good.
contact
Actually, Andy, that is a good shout because
on Nathan
it also
Lowe.
looked like he pointed for
I
a
think he
corner.
might have given
I
a
think the
penalty
linesman
here.
flagged it.
Yeah. I think this
Ollie
clips
Norwood,
Hammond's leg. Oh, no,
who
it doesn't at all. It
scores,
just went in the corner.
Missed the
It was
dependable
the wrong way again.
from the penalty spot.
Yeah, all right, Andy.
Scored
Calm
3
down.
times
50.
from the spot last season.
He went a little bit early.
Yep. Here we go. Look at this.
There's a
Oh, it's
cutter.
got
Little
it.
there's a cutter.
Brilliant.
An effort from range that finds the bottom corner.
Cracking these like.
Bradley Ibrahim with a
That
super
pitch was
strike.
drenched in the second half, at half time.
This is Mumba at his best.
Oh, he's done well.
This is the one I was referring to, look.
Large. And Adai
Too
keeps
large.
it up with his
Yeah, he
foot.
calls him Talage all
Not that
game.
large, he's a bit small, really. Isn't he?
It's worked inside to Ibrahim.
That's the one that was referred to in the
So
comments and just
close.
past the post.
Good
To a
effort.
fourth. It was lovely skill to find the space to get the shot away, and it almost crept into the bottom corner.
That's what confidence does, doesn't it? So,
Ibrahim being urged to shoot.
I
and he
forgot about that one.
does.
Yeah, I forgot about that
And
one.
to
yeah.
He could
die.
have had a hat trick today.
Yeah.
Gathers at the second attempt. Well, there is a player in confident mood.
This is brilliant.
Ibrahim.
Oh, no, that's not good, is it?
here we go. This is the Boateng one.
Supports
with,
Boateng.
Heavy touch.
Yeah.
It was a great break. They moved it from back to front in a flash. Boateng just lacked the composure.
Here it is.
At the
This is-
crucial
this is
moment.
his first touch. First touch is amazing.
Assist for Ashby
To
Hammond as well.
Large, great bit of
Yeah.
control to Large.
We've got a
Surely
confident
that
striker in
seals it
front of the
for
goal.
Plymouth
That's
Hardy
for
would have
sure.
lost his mind there. He took two
An
touches.
excellent
That's
Oh
one.
no, it was his
touch
foot. He
and
brought
then
it down
the
with his foot.
finish.
Bang.
There you go.
As calm as you like, as he was
Brilliant
faced
takedown.
with Corey Adai.
Fast goal. This is. Oh, this isn't the goal, is it?
No, this is just past the post. Yeah.
Wharton's header.
Hit the post.
It's a
Wasn't
shame, really,
too
because
far
they
wide.
there was their
It
second goal
actually
that's
caught
about
the
to come
outside of
up
the post.
is all off really the result of us messing around in the corner
Really
at
No,
a short
really,
corner trying to
really.
waste
Well,
time.
it's
Really
Good
poor.
Why
pass
is
and
he
it's a
standing up to
goal.
that?
They do
Should,
have
should do better there.
a
He should do a
second,
lot better.
and Kyle Watson has
Lost my
scored.
mouse.
at the-
Where is
I
it? There we
think
go.
that's if that's what's he call him in there, Mitchell in there. That he doesn't score.
Who
But
took
the-
the corner? Was it Soranola?
What, the corner that led up before
Yeah.
their goal. Yeah, it was Soranola and someone else. But like you just, it
was
wasn't. I think Soranola passed it to someone, and I can't remember if it was back to Soranola. But then they thought, oh, we'll cross it in and just gave it straight to the keeper.
Yeah,
Then it's like,
really,
so if you're going to try and hold up play in a short messing around corner like that,
Don't cross it.
yeah, and
know
then
what?
and then it led to the like couple of minutes where they attacked and then got had two chances, got the goal. So that was. Yeah, it's just a shame, really, because I think the squad didn't deserve to concede that second one.
They'll
After
learn
the-
from that.
Yeah, I think Andy, you're probably right. I'll come to you, Harv, on that why that first goal, Waidu clearly pulled his arm, and that the ref wasn't great at all. The officials weren't great at all, and I'm amazed that they didn't give that for a foul. And I think Andy might be right. There might have been a bit of giving it back because of realising that after.
Yeah. So you're dressing Harvey?
Yeah, only because I'm conscious of his bedtime.
Yeah, no, I do think the ref didn't have too much of a great game today. I think it was more towards the middle of the park for, I think, both sides. I think it's easy for me to say more towards Argyle, but there's a lot of shirt pulling, a lot of 50s are a little bit late that they didn't foul for. And I think it was going to happen. I think just before the goal, he had a bad stretch where Argyle, different players got fouled maybe about 3 times in the space of a minute before the penalty. And then when they obviously gave the penalty, now that Andy said it could be a 1-for-1 scenario. You look at it and you just got to be happy that it didn't cost us any points come the end of the game.
Yeah, I think that's... Ray was saying next to me, he's like, we've got to just keep this 2-0. He said, we don't want to concede. And it almost got to the point where I said to Ray after the penalty, you've almost said it too many times. You've jinxed us.
He's jinxed it every time, Clarky.
Yeah, but I think, Harvey, that was what was good, is the second half... I sort of expected, and I actually said to Ray that I think Stockport might come at us now having got a goal back, and it might give them a bit of a lift, but we just closed that door straight away and obviously went at it ourselves and got that all-important third goal, didn't we? So, and then that was we just controlled the rest of that half, really.
Yeah, I think we've seen it so many times before, especially as Argyle fans, where we start the first half so well, and then that first 10, 15 minutes of the second half, we sort of blow up all the hard work done. So I think it was nice to see that we come out, got that third goal, and sort of just put ourselves in sport mode, really, and cruise the rest of the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's what I'm going to do next is just come to so no slide deck, but I've got effectively the equivalent of just dropped in a few things with those videos. So I've also got the post match of Tom Cleverley, so I'll play that in a second. But yeah, you can see the scoreline and the goals, what minutes they came on, and let me just get rid of that caption so we can see it all properly. So as we like to do, we like to go over the FOP Mob scores for each player. So, yeah, starting with Ashby Hammond, 7.4 there. So, yeah, sort of, well, I'll stick this with you, but I'm going to go around the board on this. He's obviously come into the season really well in the last few games. I think you've got to say when everybody's playing with confidence, and obviously when we shored up with Mitchell coming in with defence, and we've also got Matthias Ross as well, Matthias, however you want to pronounce that, Ross, who's going to hopefully be good as well. That gives the keeper confidence, as well as then they need the back three in this case, although it shows 4 there, need the goalie to do his job too. So Harvey, would you, when Hazard is fit, are you pitting him straight back in? Does Ashby Hammond now deserve to be dropped?
Yeah, I do think Hazard's got to come straight back in, but I feel like because there's been no Hazard at all over the course of the start of this season, I think that back 4 and the rotating defenders would have now got used to Ashby Hammond as a keeper, which could be a bit of a problem. I think that, every keeper has got a little bit of difference to it. I think you can see it a little bit with Ashby Hammond and Hazard, that Ashby Hammond does prefer to go long. I feel like he's got to slowly come back into it, so there's no confusion between the defence. But yeah, definitely Hazard over Ashby Hammond.
Yeah, okay. So the question I'm going to throw back at you: Hammond's distribution has been really, really good again today. Hazard's distribution isn't really his strength, so that's going to be another question as well, a challenge. I mean, what we're looking at here, folks, is that we've got, obviously, Patterson didn't quite make it today, sadly, and hopefully will be back for Luton. So we've got Mackenzie obviously coming back. So there's a lot of competition for places, which may have helped with the performance today, I'm sure. But that distribution from Hammond is very good, and so it is a difficult one to sort of. It's going to be a tough one for Tom, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, especially looking at it from today's point of view, Ashby Hammond getting an assist for a goal, which is really good. You can't argue at that. You can't complain at that. But I do think a goalkeeper's main role and main objective is to stop the ball being in the net and stop conceding goals. And I think Hazard's got that little bit over him with his shot stopping.
Yeah, agree. Yeah,
and I think that, well, if I was Tom Cleverley, that would edge it over me. But yeah, it's going to be a tough decision for Tom Cleverley, and we'll have to wait and see what he chooses.
Yeah, no, I'm going to come to you, Andy. I'm just going to get rid of us on the screen. I want to try and make that bigger, but it hasn't made it bigger, so I'll put us back on there. I've just put the overlay chat back on as well. So, yeah, Andy, what's your views? Would you drop him and bring Hazard straight back in, considering that obviously Hazard hasn't had much warm game time, well, no game time, but also because of his injuries, not really been able to get warmed up properly. So it is a risk if you're suddenly on that run to disrupt things. Well, I say that run, it's 1 win, what, 2 wins, but a really good one today, of course.
Yeah, you almost need one of those virtual trophy games to bring Hazard back in, just ease him back in a bit gently, rather than just chuck him into a game, especially like Luton, because Luton's going to be a physical game. It's going to be they're going to be at us all the time, and knowing that he's just come back. So I'd persevere with Ashby Hammond for now, and then just ease back in Hazard to a virtual trophy game, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going with you, Andy. And I've always been a fan of Hazard, even when he was getting stick, early doors. He came into it, and as it does take, players who. But Gavin, where's your immediate thoughts on this one?
I don't think Hazard's distribution is as bad as people think.
No.
I mean, if you look at the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games of last season, I thought his distribution was much improved. Early doors, I remember my brother saying that he should have played rugby because he finds touch every time he kicks the ball, which was probably fair for the first half of the season, to be honest. But I think he learned to throw a lot quicker. His sort of crossfield wide balls into the wing backs, I thought, were much more improved back end of last season. So I don't think it's going to be quite the gap that people are mentioning at the moment. He's clearly the number one around the club. If you hear him talk, he's clearly a great leader in the squad. And Cleverley's mentioned that many times about having the leaders back in the side. I think a bit like Joe Edwards. Is he the most gifted player? I don't know, but does he add more value being in the side than out the side? With his leadership qualities and his confidence and his communication, probably yes. So if you look at that sort of back line, Such played with him quite a lot. Serenola has, Edwards has. If Galloway comes back, he has. So I think you go on that basis and say you bring him back in.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, like I said, I've sort of I've been a big fan of Hazard. It's just patience and with him early doors, and you could see, he's a great shot stopper, and that versus Ashby Hammond, I have no doubts about that either. I'm very conscious of disrupting too much. I mean, we haven't really. All right, it's 2 wins at home, but with obviously the Cardiff defeat in between. I don't think. Did you hear any updates on Hazard? Is he likely to be available for Luton at all?
He was back 7 days as of Tuesday, so he'll be back in training. I mean, obviously he did a bit today. He'll be back in full training from early next week. The guys have got Sunday, Monday off, so they'll be back in Tuesday. He'll be training with the squad Tuesday. It's then up to the man who gets paid to make the decisions to see who he puts in the squad on Saturday for Luton. If Luton have changed their playing style a little bit, I remember playing away at Luton last year, and if you were in the ground, you would have got neck ache because the ball spent probably 80% of his time off the ground. It was levitating for most of it, which meant the keepers had a difficult day. But I think it'll be a slightly different ball game this year. But I would throw him in purely because of his confidence and ability. If he's sharp enough to train this week and is there, I'd put him back in. But in saying that, De La Zouche has done a really good job in the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah. And he has, I think, proved a lot of his naysayers wrong completely. So I think a lot of them owe him an apology.
Yeah, no, it's just that's also when you have a bad start, you'll attack players and your frustrations will come out on them. But obviously that little goal in the pre-season didn't help, and it almost set him up, unfortunately, for that. But Carl, look, this is the great headache. I mean, the footy coach, just looking at the comments, welcome into the live League One, and looking at distribution from a goalkeeper, need one that just keeps the ball out of the net. Look at the mess up between Mumba earlier. Ashby Hammond didn't take charge at all. I think it's a really interesting one for Cleverley, isn't it? I think if Hazard comes back into training and can get sharp really quick, then I'm happy either way. But I think for me, it's still not upsetting that momentum run. But yeah, Carl, where you were nodding earlier, saying you'd put him straight back in anyway, weren't you?
I wouldn't say straight back in. I think it might be too soon for Luton away. I think maybe we'd see Hazard on the bench next Saturday, just get him involved in a matchday squad again in the warm-ups and things, just getting around the matchday teams and things. Then looking at the Virtue Trophy game against Spurs would be a good one for him to get some match fitness. And then when is the Spurs game? Is that before Peterborough or
Tuesday
after?
week? No, it's Tuesday week.
So before Peterborough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then leading into the Peterborough game, I'll probably stick him in for the Peterborough game. It would be harsh on Ashby Hammond, I think, especially the last probably 2 or 3 games. He's really built up some confidence. His shot stopping's improved. His distribution, especially, at Cardiff, it was okay. I know we didn't have a lot of chances, but he did do well at Cardiff, and he kept the scoreline, I would say, quite respectful. I know we lost 4-0. It could have been a lot worse. And I thought his distribution today, especially first half, some of the passes he did out onto the left side were brilliant. I think he's proved himself probably as a good number 2, a good backup to Hazard. But no, Hazard is light years ahead of Ashby Hammond as a shot stopper. And if you don't concede, you're going to win games. So no, Connor's on number 1, but I wouldn't throw him in just yet. He needs a bit of match sharpness. Looking for the Peterborough game, probably for him to come back in.
Yeah, Peterborough still bottom of the league. Just going back to the comments as well, just a Jana, I've always preferred Hazard over Cooper, unpopular opinion. Graham Burns saying, don't think you can drop until we lose. Terry Alford, Talai reminds me of a Tommy Tynan. Yeah, good shout. Not that I'm old enough to have, maybe Andy was. Do you see Tommy Tynan in the day? Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Also, Stephen Cooper saying, what do you guys think? Oh, it's refreshed on me. That helps. More comments coming in, which is good. I've lost my trail. Right, anyway, let me just go back to these player reviews. I'm just going to try one more. I'm trying to make this a bit bigger, but no, it's not happening. So we've also got then, as it's showing there, a 4-2-3-1, but as Gavin correctly predicted, it was a 3 at the back, really. But Soranola, 7.1, was really good again today. Suk, 7.1. Mitchell, 7.5. Did take a bit of a knock off the ball. I think he might have turned his ankle or something. I didn't directly see it, but yeah, he was sort of a little bit limpy before half time, but then came back out and carried on. Edwards, 6.7. I think I'm not going to sort of argue too much on that, because I think he had a really good game, and it's great to have him back in the squad. So, Gavin, sort of, do you want to sort of pick out anything from that lot for us, and obviously why you felt he was going with that 3 at the back as well?
Well, what seemed to happen is in transition, and they are quite a good transition side. You've then got 3 back there. So when the wing backs go foraging, you are thanks, Fudu. When your wing backs go foraging, you've got 2 at the back. When you've got a back 5, essentially you've got 3 resolute defenders there, so one can go and challenge for the ball. It still leaves 2 to cover. So I think that was the big difference. Weirdo has had, I think, 3 excellent games now on the bounce. 4 against Swansea, actually. So I don't think he should have been dropped at all. I think that Ross will end up taking the shirt of Such long term. I think he's the real deal, and he's just sort of slowly getting back into the side. But having 3 at the back, there's many things to cover this. But one, they played 6 months under Miron, all of them that were here last year, in a back 5, right, or a back 3 with 2 wing backs.
Yeah.
2, Saranola, Mumba, Edwards, and Belarus have all played as a wing back in the past, as is Mackenzie when he gets back fit, which is another couple of weeks from what he said in hospitality earlier, right? So there's another reason to play wing back. So they're all used to the system. It also means that you've got a far better opportunity because you've got 4 across that middle, 3-4-3, to have a more compact midfield, which I think you saw today because both Ibrahim and Boateng were excellent. And they were excellent because they had more people around them to challenge and win for the ball. And when we did win second balls, there was a person to knock it off to gain momentum to go back up the pitch. When we played Cardiff, even if we won a second ball, we were swamped.
Yeah.
Right? So they're all the reasons why, in my opinion, you stick with this back 5 for the foreseeable. I don't think there's any real shock today that we've taken on a side who have been playoff contenders for the last couple of years and up there, and an admired side in this division, and we've barely given them a sniff. Take away the penalty calamity, and a late bit of lackluster play. It's 4-0. They've had 2 real decent opportunities all game. Hammond's come for a couple, but I can't remember it being like us being pegged back at all. So that for me shows that we're in that defensive area when we set ourselves up to win the ball back. We're in a far better position, and also that means that when you've got 3 at the back, you can bomb forward a bit more conviction, which is what we've done today. Knowing you've got 3 really good, talented guys at the back who've got pace, who have got good interception skills, and are good in the air to actually win the ball back and make sure you stay safe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well put, Gavin. And I can see Cobble asked a question in there. Carl's replying on the Block 9 and GT. Evening to you, GT. Don't know if I did say that earlier, but evening to everybody that's joined us. Has also been responding to some of those comments. And obviously, structure. I'm not going to get that right. But yeah, I was asking how Matthias Ross, did he come on today? And yes, he did. So it would be good to see more of him. Just before I go to you, Carl, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. It's been testing, that's for sure, and certainly as a podcast, and let alone the host of that podcast, trying to find positives and G everybody up when the games have been tough has not been easy, but that was just brilliant today. So if you are watching us, please subscribe. If you are on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when we're next going live. And obviously if you're following us through X, even Facebook now, we're streaming on the main account on Facebook too, then please go and give us a follow and share that across. I can see there's just a couple on there watching as we try and grow these channels. But yeah, re-sharing even the live, it all helps folks, and it's much appreciated as always. Just read out a couple more comments. The footy coach, if we stick with wing backs, do think that we might hinder Finn and Hatch's minutes, as seems Clever's seems like both the youngsters. I was chatting to, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying, but Aaron Cusack recently on this, and sort of he's not so keen on that, and certainly not on the inverted side. But it worked today, so let's see if he sticks with it. Stephen Cooper saying getting back today, Clevs is getting it right slowly, and again, as we've alluded to, a full week on the training pitch and a good bit of rest, as Gavin said, Sunday, Monday before going into training without that Saturday, Tuesday. It's going to be good. So Carl, anything for you to add? I mean, Wyatt with that defensive lineup, he has been brilliant the past few games, and for me, he was my man of the match in the first half. He was just solid, composed. There was a little bit of hesitation, if you all remember, in that first half where he should have just let the ball go out for a corner and then decided that panicked, I think it's fair to say, why I do, but just then decided to hit it back in the worst place possible without looking. But luckily, he might have looked. There was no one there and we cleared it. But yeah, it's just great to see him playing so well, isn't it?
Yeah, I still think his best position will be in centre mid once Ross gets fit, and we do keep this 3 at the back, which I think is our best formation. There's a couple of dodgy slices as well, which I thought were quite close to being own goal contenders as well again today. But he had the rub of the green today. Overall, I thought he was strong. He led from the back. And he's been a constant performer in the last few games, and he seems to be a bit more confident now. Hopefully, the stuff that happened to him a few weeks back is behind him now, and he's going to go to strength. And yeah, with the confidence of 3 points there, hopefully he'll push on and become that leader that we need. Obviously, with his experience as being captain at Fleetwood. So yeah, I like what I saw from him today.
Yeah, no, cool. And GT Steve is in our WhatsApp group, so yeah, he was kept abreast. But yeah, he's travelling back from a conference he's been at. Harvey does need to go. His mum's just said, "Come on, Harv, it's time." So Harvey, just give us a final wrap up from your point of view before you hop off the live tonight.
Amazing. I think a lot of improvement shown today, and I think a lot of hard work being brought out onto the pitch. I think that we've seen it in slow stages, but it's separate parts. And I think today, like we've all said, and like others have said, it just clicked and it worked. So hopefully now, fingers crossed, touch wood, we can build on from this and really kickstart our season going from now. So yeah, touch wood. And,
well, as Voodoo said just now, today was lovely, folks, but progress, it's not linear with Argyle, so enjoy the weekend. Yes, bringing us all back down to earth, Voodoo.
Yeah, cheers, Voodoo.
It's a good point. Harvey, great having you on. And like I said earlier, Harvey will be joining us more often now once he moves to his new job. So it's going to be great to get him on. It's always good to have someone that, we got Herbie's the same, he's aiming to go to all the away games this season, but Harvey definitely does that. So please, if you haven't already, go and check out his brilliant YouTube channel at Harvey England. And go and get some restful sleep, enjoy your football tomorrow, and hopefully you get a result and you end the weekend on a good one. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
All the best, Harv. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll do it.
So, Andy, any thoughts then for you on the defensive piece there? I mean, it's good to have some options now, isn't it? And Mitchell's definitely brought some quality and leadership into that back line.
Yeah, he was the best of the bunch today at the back there. I thought, as Kenny said earlier on, he was the best on the pitch for me. Solid, determined, winning challenges and stuff. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with the back three with the two wing backs. I like that idea. We seem to play a lot more attractive football when we're playing like that, and the ball was getting forward reasonably quick. The long ball came in as well, but yeah, we did our job today. Apart from one little lapse at the end by Zooks. Other than that, I thought we defended really well today. But a little calamity, James. The calamity with where we're doing, but that's it's like a conversation matter, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and then sort of picking up in while I'm still with you, Andy. Boateng. He was just Mr. Consistent again. Obviously, he had that chance that we saw in the VT. If you were with us and were at the game, it was just unfortunate. But he's just been so good, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Boateng's been amazing. I don't know why people are slating him on certain social media.
Yeah, you were saying this. You got locked before we came into live.
He's been one of our consistent performers this season so far, and he's going to only improve. And the players around him are developing his game as well. He's been developed by Clevs, so it's got to look good for the future for Boateng, and I think as a potential captain as well.
Yeah, well, he did get the armband. Was it in the Virtue game? He got the armband. But, I mean, sort of going on then, Gavin, we got then sort of Mumba, Ibrahim and Watts. I mean, Ibrahim, can we just say, a round of applause, he did not collect, I don't believe, a yellow card today. Wow. So I'm sure a few people lost out on their bets there. I think he's on 4, isn't it? So he is 1 away from a game ban. But yeah, just like I said, I felt, and I said to Ray next to me, actually, he just felt a bit quiet in the game in the first few minutes or so, which I think was evident with Stockport attacking. But then he got into the game, and when he scored that goal from 20 yards out or whatever it is, and we saw in the highlights, Gav, the 2 other attempts that he had, his confidence was just so high, and he was then just supporting the forward line around him and just going after balls and winning them and putting in some great overall performance with his 8.4 FOTMOB score.
I think here's where our skipper does really, really well. So having him alongside him in that wing-back midfield position meant that he had a lot more He won a lot more ball, I think, than he would have normally have done, and with Saran on the other side as well. So between the four of them, when you win the ball back, when we've basically been overrunning midfield the last few games. We've kind of won the ball, and then we've had two players on us, and we've lost it again within a second. Because we've won the ball today in a lot better areas, they've managed to play little small triangles and get themselves out of trouble and get the ball to the other side of the pitch where there's more space and an attacking threat. So I think that was the start of his game, was much better. You're right, he took his goal brilliantly and he had two other chances. I think he probably took a bit of confidence from Caleb Watts hitting an absolute thunder in the first half. Clearly, Tom's got into them and said, if you don't buy a raffle ticket, you don't win the lottery. Go for it, and they've done that really well. But I just thought his tackling was sharper, it was crisper. He won a lot more balls in the air. He supported Boateng in winning those scruffy areas and getting it wide. And I think just having 3-4-3 meant you've got a lot more chance to win those small contact areas back and get the ball back, which meant our midfield looked far more dominant today than it did previously. So, yeah, he had his best game. I think the structure helped him a lot, and I think the structure helped Boateng a lot. And there's been some absolute, I don't know, bedwetting. Unilever stocks will still go up tonight.
I haven't checked them for a while.
On saying Boateng's horrendous and you don't get all the love behind him. He's been our standout performer every game this year. Full stop. Look at FOTMob. If you don't trust the science, look with your own eyes. Look at what everyone around them said. TC said it. Everyone said it. They are really, really, really wrong saying that he has not been one of our better players. And I think it's not a coincidence, chaps, that you've got a young kid who's come from Middlesbrough, who's the next Tom Cleverley, from what we all understand, who's trained with the England squad the night on Thursday, played Friday night, come to the ground Saturday, sitting there with a big shadow going over the pitch saying, "Give me my shirt." And both those guys have played out their skin. So again, confidence breeds confidence, but also competition for places doesn't half lift someone's performance by 5-10%. And if everyone has that competition for place across the pitch, that's the difference between us losing 1-0 and winning 1-0, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think the other thing for Ibrahim is I didn't see him, pit in any rash tackles or get involved in anything to potentially, earn another yellow card. So, more disciplined is what I'm looking to say, and it's great. And you could see that with his goal celebrations, and he was the hospitality, obviously, because player of the match. So his speech in there, Gav, just touch up on that for us, would you please?
But the first thing he said was, that was for you lot, because you've basically, we owe you, because we've been pretty drastic over the last few games. He then had a very subtle dig at Caleb Watt, saying normally he'd put that over the stand, but he's at the top corner tonight, so well done. So that was quite funny too. And I think he just said, we had far more energy about us today. We were better in the sort of 50-50s. We won our tackles better, and we were far more attack minded. And he also did say around the mindset that we weren't afraid today. We just got on with our game. For me, it just from the stand, it just kind of felt normal. It was it was all but like watching Stephen Schumacher's side 3 years ago. It was like, of course we're going to win. We're playing Stockport. Rather than, are we going to get a 1-0 win, or we've got 1-0 down last the end of days, and then having everybody, piss their pants all over the Devonport end. It just felt today that everyone was just expecting that. I don't know why. It's probably that first goal thing, isn't it? Where you just we've got a first goal, everybody's chilled. The Devonport end and two corner get up. Everyone else claps. Even the Upper Mayflower clapped today. It was amazing. Like the good old days. And people then felt that energy around the ground, and you didn't feel like you were going to be watching a car crash, which we've had, away where Carl and I stood in the corner of the Cardiff Stadium last week and watching it through our hands, basically. So I think that's the big difference. But that midfield today were excellent, and it's no surprise, is it, that Boateng and Ibrahim have both got very high scores considering the output that they delivered.
Yeah, just to read them out, Boateng, something I did actually. Boateng 7.2, Waidu 7.1, Ibrahim 8.4 as the star man there. Carl, you then got obviously Mumba with 7.9, Watts with 8. And I'll chuck Talai as well in there, alert 7.9. As we said earlier on, didn't we? Mumba, had a really great game, playing sort of more relaxed and more Mumba that we're used to seeing in terms of in old League One of previous League One of really sort of having a go at players and really turning them inside out and getting into the right space to set up a chance for Talai and then also a couple for himself. So again, as Gavin just reiterated from what I said earlier, its confidence is just going to breed, and it clearly did on the pitch today. So, but yeah, Watts is just, he's been a gem of a signing as well, actually, out of all those early ones where there's a lot of critique going on. He's been
as long as
consistent.
we can keep Watts fit. I think he had a lot of injuries at Exeter, which they gladly kept telling us when we signed him. Oh, if you keep him fit, he's a good player. Well, he is a good player, and he's hopefully will stay fit for the remainder of the season because he's a real talent, and I think that's a good find by us. I'm just thinking now with the signing of McCabe, who do we drop for him? That's my question. Do we drop Boateng for McCabe or what? What would you guys?
He has to earn his place in the side now, Carl. Doesn't he?
He has to earn his place, but he's come here.
And that's kind of the point I was trying to make earlier. Is he's played for England last night. He's clearly either come down late last night or early this morning from, I don't know where the game was played actually after this, Mike.
Villa Park, wasn't it?
It was at Villa Park. So he's had 3-hour car ride this morning to come down, put an Argyle tracksuit on, probably been in the changing rooms and said hello. And then he's just sat in the lower Mayflower staring at two guys going, I'm taking your shirt next week, right? And there's the output. So, hey, guess what, right? And actually, Caleb Roberts had a great game on Tuesday night. If you've got four guys there and Wiradoo all going, well, I can play this role, it's going to lead. I mean, last year, the midfield picked itself, did it not?
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, look, it's JB and it's Randall again, because no one's got anywhere near them and they haven't had the best of games. Randall's killing it now at Bristol City, and good luck to him, but he's playing it with a side that's much better suited to his game. JB's off to Hull, and we'll see what happens there. But we didn't have a debate about the midfield last year at all. If we've got 4 or 5 quality players in there now for the division, I'll caveat that can give us a go forward, make tackles, win the second balls, and they're all at each other's feet or at each other's heels on a training week. That's only going to give us much, much better, because you have one bad game, you're out, and you want to get the shirt back then for a month or two.
Yes, spot on. But what I was trying to say is when he does get into the team, it's only a matter of time probably anyway. Who would you drop out for him? How would you line up?
Whoever's had the game that's worthwhile dropping him for. Yeah. So
someone's got to underperform, haven't they? Yeah,
correct. So you'd say on paper at the minute, Ibrahim is the most inconsistent midfielder we have, because Boateng's been, I don't know what his FOCMOB stats are, but he's been 7.5 to 8.5, I think, in my eyes, nearly every game. Right? Ibrahim's had a great game today, but he's also had some stinkers.
It's a good problem to have. Like you said, we've got options, and that can only breed confidence and to push everyone on to keep the shirt. So spot on.
Well, that's look. Sort of the window was what it was. We discussed that on Thursday. We've got competition now. However you look at it, and hopefully that does cause the players to sort of step up that level, and there might have well been as
that's why I mentioned on Thursday about the window. We can't really judge the window until we've got all the players in and fit and playing. And wondering how well we do, right? Yeah. You go back Thursday before this Stockport result. Oh, the window's crap. We've got no experience. We've got this and that. We've now gone and put 4 past Stockport. We conceded 1 crap penalty and 1 sloppy goal, but the mood's lifted. Now, I wonder if we can get him in, and we got depth, and we got this, and we got that. You can never tell a window until all your players are fit and all your players are vying for a position on the field. Simple as that. So I think giving Tom Randall, who hides in the shadows by the looks of it from a club perspective, and Foxy a hard time, great. But let's get the players in and playing. If we go on a run now of we might lose on Saturday to Luton, who knows? But we've got some much easier fixing. If we go 5-6 runs on the banks now, everyone's going to go, oh, window wasn't bad, was it? We recruited really well. We got this. So it's amazing how form, luck, and a fixture run and competition for places, your mind can say one thing, and then 6 weeks later it can say something completely different.
Yeah, I think it's
football fans are
Law,
fickle in
sorry
general,
guys,
aren't
just
they?
back to Law McCabe. Is there any clause in his contract from his parent club saying that he has to play? Like that some clubs do that, you know.
Well, it depends. We know with Phillips, it was if he doesn't play, you pay, and I think you would be silly just to pit a player in and just hope that it works because you don't want to pay his wage. There's no idea. There's always that. But if you've got people playing really well and we're winning games, well, then he has to stay out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think he'll get 20 minutes. If he doesn't start Saturday, he'll get 20 minutes. If he comes on and rips up the world in 20 minutes, then he's saying to TC, I might be better than what you've got, right?
Or turns a bad result round in a game. Yeah, exactly.
And Stephen Cooper is saying as well about Callum Wright. I mean, he scored for Wigan today. When did he score for Argyle?
Well, do you know what though? It doesn't matter anymore, does it? Because he's gone.
He's still our player.
Yeah. Well, he's just seen out his year left of his contract, and then he'll no doubt he'll move on a free unless we have negotiated something there. But it's one of those where it was frustrating. Actually, I didn't overly hate Callum Wright, but he's doing that. He scored a goal for Wigan. Fine, he wasn't doing it for us. We just move on now with what we've got. And I think to echo Gavin's point, like we said on Thursday and we've said recently, we need to sort of give it till the end of October and see what comes of it all. I still stand by the fact that that getting that another striker in would have been ideal. We still got that risk if Talai gets injured, but hopefully if we can get a good result away to Luton and have a good performance, then you're going to see Aseni want to try and step up his game. Peppel, step up his game. If they can and can get that chance. So, it's good that and that's one of the things we said on Thursday. We have got competition, and I'm still looking forward to Patterson coming back wherever you also can slot him in, and Mackenzie. And just to echo, go on, Gav.
No, just Voodoo's point, I think is very worthwhile making.
Yeah,
there's a caveat, right? So. Has the window been good? We won't know. We won't find out until everyone's back playing. That's what I've just said.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it the other way, if the window was good, all these guys would have been in second week of August and we'd have hit the ground running with the season. But we've had this 4 or 5 game lapse of no one, threadbare, la. So, Voodoo, I absolutely get your point and I understand it and I agree with it to a certain degree. You can look at the window being poor in a very short window. But if we're at Christmas and we've got back to 10th or 9th or 8th or whatever, because we've gone on a long run of games, you can then say, actually, the window was a very good a very good window for us. If only they were fit and ready earlier and we would not be in the situation we're in. So that's all I would say on that. But it is a good point from Voodoo, to be fair.
Yeah, no, time waits for no man. He also just pit afterwards as well. So... So I think it's good, and obviously just sort of mentioned Talai. It's quite clear from Tuesday night that if he gets sight of the goal, his confidence is not an issue there. I think he even cleverly actually said in the post match there that you can see that he's got goals in him in training, and I think sort of. He's quite heavy-footed, but I want the ball past him where he is getting chances, where he's turning at goal and going to score some goals. So it's going to worry a few. But yeah, Andy, much else to, and we're sort of coming towards wrap up now, really. But much more to add on anything on Talai from your side?
Oh, do you know what? The comment on Tommy Tarnan. I mean, Tommy Tarnan was an exceptional player for Argyle, scored a lot of goals for Argyle, and I think Talai is in that mould. He knows where the back of the net is. He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to miss. Tarnan was exactly like that. He's a fox in the box. That's exactly what you need up front for Argyle. You need someone up there with him, to be fair. Whether that's Kenneth Watson in the 10 position but Talai, he's one of those players that's going to get a lot of goals for us.
Yeah, no, it's good. Gavin, anything for you to add on Talai? I'm going to come to Cleverley's post-match in a second, but yeah, anything further to add?
He's real deal, isn't he? You've got to keep him fit. You've got to keep him hungry, and if we get a chance, he'll put it away. I think he showed that in the last 2 games. People need to remember his first game he played against Blackpool. He was like going, "Oh, hello, what's your name?" At 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock in the morning before he kicked off at 3 o'clock. Never met anybody, never trained. So, this is a guy who's had 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half.
Yeah,
and no real proper training sessions yet. It's been match day minus whatever the coaching team call it.
So it always reminds me of Miron when you did this match day -1.
It reminds me of more. The bald bearded man. Right? But that's what it is. They've had no training sessions yet, tactical training, blah, blah, blah. One thing that he'll probably come on to in a minute, but TC mentioned that this week he's got a week on the grass to look at the new formation.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, and as we also said, Gavin, James said to us that 3 worked for him well, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Everyone in that squad, it's literally been trying to shave off square pegs to get it into a round hole since the first week of August. Right. Finally, I wouldn't say he's been stubborn, but he's probably thought, well, okay, let's give this a go. He's worked on it today. I think the fan base have all let him know that it's a back 3. Every time I open Twitter, it's a back 3 from everybody, including Dave and Bradders and James and everyone else who's in the Bedwet Club. But now I think we've played it. We look far more resolute. You get a week on the grass showing those different bits. I think that will make us. It just then leaves the sort of mirror ball of who are the top 3, because Talai is obviously going to wear the 9 shirt. Who plays either side? Is it Mumba and Dale? Is it Mumba and Watts? He had a good game today. What does that look like? What does that front 3 formation look like? And what do we want to get out of those 3 players? But that's why he gets paid the bucks and not me. So that was
a tale for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think just sort of picking up Steve's comment, the next 5 games, Luton away, which obviously will be tough. Then it's Peterborough home, Burton away, Wigan home, then Mansfield away. There's some good points. Luton will be tough, and I don't like to just be ignorant to Peterborough, because you just never know when they all surprise. But there's some good points to be had there, isn't there, throughout that month of trying to really get ourselves back on our feet. Stephen Cooper also saying other teams do it to us, bring him back Sodlow, and obviously the right comment which Carl read out already. Right, I'll go straight to follow up from Gavin's point with Tom there to his post-match.
Gaff, you must be pretty happy with that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. It was today was all about performance. It would be quite easy to get bogged down with our results in the league, and it was a bit of work that we've done in terms of why we're not getting as caught up in the cup and why we're seeing our best performances. And I think that there was maybe too much emphasis placed on the result of the league games. And the players looked much more free today, and it's all about delivering your processes, what you have to do to perform well, and the result will take care of itself. And I thought the players looked much more free today for that mentality, and it's important we continue that now.
So there we go. I do have, obviously appear before I finished off. If you bear with me, I will just screen share. We do have Barley Mumbers, but gents, sort of anything, I mean, it just... He's happy, isn't he, Carl? It's good to get that back off, and like you said, Gavin, to focus on sort of that new sort of style of play. He's going into the right time with that week to get that sort of those fine-tuning pieces, as I said earlier, that he'll get out of the squad.
Yeah, I think next week is key to work on a lot of things. Having that 3 weeks is going to be really, really, really beneficial, especially with players coming back now. And we've seen snippets this season in games of what he wants to achieve, and I think obviously now he's realised that we suit the back 3, and we need to build on this now. This formation, these tactics, get the personnel right, and I'm sure we'll start putting a nice little run together once we get Luton out of the way. The fixture list is quite kind, so yeah, there's room for improvement, obviously. But yeah, today was a massive step in the right direction, and it's just nice having a nice positive weekend after a win.
Yeah, well, I'm going to run. I've got Barley's up on screen share here, so let me just run that now. Oh, and you can hear it, of course, if I turn on the volume. Let me just rewind. Oh, hang on, let's just skip past the long intro piece. Late in the day.
Now, your performance, I said to you just before you came over, everything but a goal. But it seemed that you were really expressive in your performance today. Did you feel that yourself?
Yeah, I felt that. Like I said, for me, it's been a more realization where don't take people for granted, don't take games for granted. Every game needs to be like a final. So yeah, that's how I went into it. Mentality. I I see it different now. I'm not trying to put that pressure on myself. I said it before in there where it was about enjoying the game. Just do what I normally do, enjoy the game, play my best football, and the most important thing is don't take a single game for granted. Whether it's a cup game, league game, whatever it is, you know, give it your all, and that's what I'm trying to replicate now every game.
Yeah, he's a good egg, isn't he, Gav?
Yeah, he played really well today. He had a lot more freedom in his game. I think that he's obviously had a word with himself because his press conference in the week was, I'm putting too much pressure on myself to score and do this and do that and do the other, go out and enjoy myself. He had a smile on his face all game. It reminded me of the performances from our 101 season. I think they need to put him back to wing back if we're going to play a back five. And then have some bit more firepower up the pitch. It's either him or Benarus on the left for me at the minute, and play Matty Saranola or thingy on the right. There was no sound, you're right.
Was there not? You just let me play it.
No, it's very, very quiet.
In the conversation, that's really quiet.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Right,
Right,
like
okay.
a borrower speaking at you. I know Ballymumba's small, but he ain't that small. But yeah, he's a good player. He's playing what seems like now sort of with no baggage, which is where we need him to be. I think he's had a bit of a black crowd, sort of Snoopy dog following him around the last 3 or 4 games. Now he seems to be out there. He's obviously had a word with himself and he's played really well, so that's great.
Yeah, he basically kept saying that don't take things for granted, games for granted, etc., etc. So apologies, folks. Normally, obviously, I try and download, screen clip those so you can hear them better. But yeah, bless him. I think, on that, Carl, before I forget, would you like to give the Tamerton Foliot post-match report?
Well, yeah, started the season with a win, which is good. We're 3-0 up at half-time. Like I said in our previous live, lots of new players. But they seem to gel really, really quick today. Philip played all over the park, left back, centre mid, right wing, left wing. He was kind of all over the pitch. Came off in the last 20. But yeah, really strong performance. We got one of our new boys on that scored a couple of goals against a strong Chadderwood side who finished 5th last season. So that's a good early benchmark with our new players. And next game is against Kerr Street, which is in Stoke, Victoria Park next Saturday. So yeah, good start and build on that into next week.
Did they win 3-0 in the end?
No, it's 3-1. We conceded in the second half.
Okay.
They came into it a bit more. We were quite solid in the second half and kind of sat back and wanted to probably finish the game without pushing up too high and conceding some goals. So no, it was a strong performance today.
Yeah, no, it's good, and we had Carl's daughter back here to keep our Sophie also occupied, who went off to bed about I don't know what's the time now, about an hour ago. So likes to sit on, as you can tell, because you see her with me in the lives, bless them. So that's good. It's a good start for them. The kit looks good. I got to see it on Philip before you obviously went up to the game, and Carl did share some photos with me.
I'm hoping at the end of the at the end of our sponsorship, we can get a few shirts, because obviously I would like to keep one as a keepsake.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if Nick Gianotti's watching, but I did send him the link, and he has sent me a few PMs saying about Barley Member. So I'm guessing he's listening in and he would like a shirt as well. So I'll see if I can get a few shirts for all of us at the end.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say we won't continue the sponsorship?
Well, obviously, and the away shirt might be up for grabs as well. We'll see.
There we go. So, it's good. So, gents, and obviously Harvey was with us earlier. It's good to get a really good performance and not just those all-important 3 points. Did see up the road there, did lose today. So, we are now coming for you. So, watch out.
Don't even talk like that. Going for us. Jesus Christ, they're going to be in our rearview mirror in seconds. You sound like that horrible lot. We're coming for you. Fuck off.
Yeah, there we go.
Nick is listening. He just sent me a PM saying he is listening. So
evening, Nick. Yeah, so a bit of a relief.
Dates to come on, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be good to do that probably as a live lounge or whatever works. So it's good. Everybody that's joined us tonight, it's really good to, like I said earlier, as a host, to let alone the guys as well, giving their views, to have something positive to look at. But that had real calibre today in that game. Final thoughts from you, Andy?
No, it's a good day. Everyone walking at home park, smiling again. The conversations going down the barn park. It's just nice to hear so many positive things going on. And
it's good. It's good. You clearly took your tablets today as well. For those watching on Thursday,
I actually thought the halftime entertainment. And no, Gav, we weren't talking about that. What we were talking about last night. That guy hit the bar twice. Brilliant.
Yeah, he did.
Brilliant.
If it was the crossbar challenge, you would have been fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if it was crossbar challenge, you would have won 2 lots
Take
of
those
money.
stupid hoops away, just crossbar challenge.
That's the blood vessel, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes you think they try and overcomplicate it, don't they? When there's no need. But Gavin, final thoughts from you, sir, please.
On to Luton. I think this is probably the biggest challenge of the season now because there's expectation. That's the that's the thing. If you look, we've won 3 on the bounce at home, which is great. We always win at home park. We couldn't score with a bankrupt Lady of Ill Repute away, and we haven't done for a number of months/years, if you look at it that way. I think this Saturday is probably the biggest test of TC and the coaching staff's tenure so far, and we need to be resolute and go up there and get something. It wouldn't be lovely if we just got an absolute shithouse 1-0 run away with robbery off of, I don't know, off of Ballymumba's buttock. I wouldn't care. It would just be class to go up there and get something. I know it was a dual draw last year, but I great for today, love it. But the appetite for the Green Army is not to sit 16th or 18th or whatever in the league. We've got to keep winning. So it's about momentum. This, I think, is the biggest week of the season so far, and I hope we get it right.
Yeah, well, just looking at Luton's run of their last 5 games, 1 lost, 1 lost, 1. So if it's running into that pattern, then guess what? They're going to lose. And also, there's a chap and his family who I met in Lanzarote who are Luton fans. You know, when you're all away and you sadly pit on your kit on game day, and we were down at breakfast and then chatted throughout the rest of the holiday. So that was good. But yeah, I hope we take those points like Gavin said. Carl, your final thoughts, please.
Yeah, like you guys have said, just building on today, take it into next week, get in potentially Hazard back in the squad, Patterson back in the squad, and just kind of
McKenzie.
Yeah. And McKenzie potentially as well. Might be a little bit soon for McKenzie, but if he's in the squad, great. It'd be nice to have a fully fit squad apart from dear old Pleggy. If he's listening tonight, Mike, give him a hello.
Evening, Pleggy.
It'd just be nice to stop the.
And also Xavier, don't forget.
Yeah, him as well. But yeah, it'd just be nice to stop the rot away from home. Even a point away from home would be a good point against Luton. But if we can go there, put on the performance like we did today, then there's no reason why we can't get 3 points taken into the Peterborough game and would be in a lot better place.
Carl, McKenzie in Club Argyle earlier said he's still a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, so
potentially
the virtue game for him as well.
I would say we're not going to see him in anger to the end of the month.
No, there's no point in rushing it.
No. And for anybody wondering, we haven't touched upon the David Fox interview on Argyle TV from the breakfast show this morning. Well, that's what the live lounge is for on a Thursdays. Obviously, it's been good to talk about a lot of positives today, that's for sure. So in terms of, I am weighing up whether or not to continue the Tales episodes again, just because of I'm absolutely shattered this week with so much going on, both on and off the field, if you want to call it that.
You've taken on too much, Mike. We did warn you.
You do what? Yeah, well, but I'm used to that, mate. I can handle that pressure. But there's other stuff that I want to do as well. That's not just pod related. So I may just. But it's been good fun certainly doing them. But and actually, I'll treat it as an omen. By not doing them, we're going to go on that run. And I also didn't wear my Argyle top today, so I'm going to continue that. And hopefully, it was too hot today, but I'll be rocking this at the next game. And yes, I'll get these bits and pieces. I think I said this the other day. I'm going to do that for about £20. I might put something on the back as well, just trying to come up with a slogan that also identifies what we actually talk about. So probably going to be all things Argyle and keep it nice and simple. What was that?
Grumpy's great.
Grumpy's, yeah. Sorry, what was that? I think we lost the volume, didn't we? No, jokes aside. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching us tonight. And just one final reminder, please subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube, so we can grow there, and follow us if you don't on the other channels and platforms, etc. For those that might have been watching on my TikTok or also Carl's TikTok, hopefully you've caught this tonight. And obviously, apologies, we can't get access to your comments when we're streaming outside the main channel, but we do like to try and bring that this show back to you there, to all the fans that just like to sit in that TikTok world. So yeah, thank you, gents, and thank you again to Harvey earlier. We shall be back next Thursday, and we'll enjoy a bit of a calmer week. So
good luck to the girls tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Indeed. Yeah.
thanks.
I'll be there.
Plenty more goals, maybe again for them.